Hello kiddos of class 6. I hope you all are doing great. I am back with yet another video lecture on the first unit. Today in this video lecture I am going to discuss sea reading, which is titled as Grand Contest in the Forest. Now before I start explaining you the story, I want you to understand that the story is a fable. A fable refers to a story that has animals, trees or inanimate objects as its characters. In fables, we usually see that the animals or the trees speak to each other. Similarly, in this story too, we are going to see the interaction between the trees and animals. The lesson which I taught earlier was titled as Peace and Harmony. It was also a fable because it consisted of animals in it. And fables usually have a moral message. There's always something to learn from the fables. We also have some message from this story, which I'm going to tell you in a while. We shall discuss about that message after the completion of the story. So let us first understand what the story is about. Well, the story or the fable is about a grand contest. Do you all know what is the meaning of contest? Contest means competition. Here, a competition is going to be held in a forest and all the animals are supposed to participate in it. What is the competition about? The competition is about who shows their best. Each animal should present the best version of itself and impress the great one. The great one here in the story refers to probably an angel from heavens. The great one would arrive on a specific day and all the animals are supposed to impress the great one with their best skills or with whatever best things they have to offer her. If they succeed in impressing the great one, she would reward them with a prize. So all the animals and trees in the forest began competing with each other. There was a lot of excitement in them. All of them had something or the other to offer to the great one except the little grey squirrel, who had nothing to offer and he was slightly in despair. He was slightly in disappointment that he will never be able to impress the great one. But the little squirrel wins the competition at last and he wins the heart of the great one. He wins the reward. Let us see how the little squirrel manages to win the heart of all the animals and also the great one. Let us start reading the story now. The animals, birds and trees were excited. They began to prepare for the great day when they would give their best to the great one except the little grey squirrel. Like I said, all the animals were preparing for a great day. Well, on that great day, an angel would arrive from the heavens and all the animals are supposed to impress her and she would reward whichever animal is best. There was excitement in the air. There was going to be a grand contest. Everyone should show something special and the best one would be praised by the lords of fire, wind, water and sun. The animals and trees began preparations. So all the animals and trees began the preparations for the great day. I'll shine like sparkling sunshine, said the laburnum. My flowers will look like golden raindrops. Here we see that the interaction is happening between the trees and animals. So the first sentence is spoken by laburnum. Laburnum refers to a tree which bears beautiful bright yellow flowers. So laburnum says, it claims, it brags about the fact that it is going to impress the great one and its flowers are going to look like the golden raindrops. The gulmohar said, I'll dress myself so that I look like the early morning sun. Similarly, gulmohar is another plant with the bright red flowers. It's another tree with the bright red flowers. And the Gulmohar boasts, it brags, saying that even I am going to impress the Great One with my beautiful flowers. And Gulmohar goes on saying that its flowers would look like the early morning sun and it would brighten up the entire forest. I'll offer the best honey I can find, shouted the bear. What did the bear say? Now, the bear started claiming that he would present or offer the best honey in the forest. The elephant said, I'll get the best fruit, so fresh it would still be on the branches, and lay them at her feet. What does the elephant say? The elephant says that he too would get fresh fruits and lay them in the Great One's feet. So in this way, each animal and each tree had something or the other beautiful to offer. They are competing with each other and their attempt is to look better than the other. Everyone had something beautiful or wonderful to offer on the great day. Everyone except a little grey squirrel who talked sadly to himself, what does a little grey squirrel with the black stripes have to offer? Like I said earlier, all the animals and trees had something or the other to offer except the little grey squirrel. So the little grey squirrel was silently watching all the animals and trees' preparations for the great day, and he was slightly disappointed. What did he say to himself? He said, what would a little grey squirrel with black stripes would have to offer? I have nothing at all. I don't think I can impress the Great One. The Palash said, the forest will be ablaze with my beauty. Though late, I'll save some flowers. Palash is another tree which bears very beautiful red flowers. It is usually considered as a sacred flower. It's offered in the worship. Now, Palash is slightly overconfident, and the Palash boasts or brags about its beauty. It says that I'm so beautiful that I am going to set the forest on fire on the great day. I'm going to impress the Great One with my beauty. My beauty is remarkable that the entire forest will be on fire. And the Palash also says that even though it is late, even though the flowering season has passed by, it has got over, I would still save some flowers for the great day. Even though the season has come to an end, I would still manage to maintain my flowers as beautiful as they are right now. And though early, I'll make some flowers bloom, snapped the Gulmohar. Now what did the Gulmohar snap? What do you mean by snapping? A quick interruption. Palash was bragging, boasting about its beauty. Immediately the Gulmohar interrupted Palash, saying that even though it is early, even though my season has not arrived yet, I would still make my flowers bloom. I don't care even if the season is not here. I would still make sure that I would do nothing less than the best. I'm going to offer my best flowers to the Great One and impress her. The beautiful trees and creatures had started competing and fighting. So in this way, they started boasting about how better each of them is. And in the midst of all the preparations, they were also fighting and arguing about who is better than the other. The mangoes are ready, announced the mango tree. The peacock said, emeralds and turquoises are my feathers. So what did the mango tree say? The mango tree said that my mangoes are also ready. I am going to impress the Great One with the delicious ripe mangoes. Then the peacock intervenes and the peacock says, my feathers are the most beautiful. They are emeralds and turquoises. Emerald refers to dark green color. Turquoise is a bluish green color. Turquoise is slightly more blue and it has a slight hue of green in it, whereas emerald is a complete deep green. So what is the color of peacock's feather? Emerald and turquoise. The lark trilled, "I'll sing a song, beautiful and moving." What is a lark? Lark is a very tiny bird, probably the size of a sparrow. It has a strange voice, and it said that even I am going to sing and impress the Great One. The dove cooed, saying that the Great One would love her soft notes. Then the dove started to boast its skills. It intervened, it interrupted the lark's sentences and said, "My notes are more softer. I am going to impress the Great One with my soft, melodious voice." "Gifts and beauty abound," thought the squirrel in despair. He thought and thought, "But I will do what I can do best," he decided. He found hollow branches and filled them with as many nuts and seeds of different trees as he could. So what did the squirrel do? The little grey squirrel was feeling really hopeless about himself, because all other animals and trees had something or the other to offer, whereas he had nothing at all. He sat there and he was quite disappointed. But then he decided to do the best with whatever he has or with whatever he can do. He did not try to compete with other animals. He did not try to compare himself with how other animals were doing. He just thought, "I'm going to do my best with whatever I have." And what did the little grey squirrel do? He brought a hollow branch and he collected seeds and nuts from different trees in that hollow branch. The next day, everyone was ready. The Great One came. The air became soft and balmy. The streams tinkled as they tumbled over little rocks. So what happened? Finally, the great day comes and the Great One, the angel, arrives on that great day. And all the animals were readily available with all their gifts to offer in the feet of the Great One. So as soon as the Great One arrived, how did the atmosphere around her change? Well, the air became quite balmy, very soothing, very relaxing. And also the streams, the water streams, the waterfalls which were tumbling over the rocks also started to shine, or they started tinkling. "Great One, here is my gift," said each, laying gifts at her feet. After everyone had given their gifts, the Great One looked at the little grey squirrel and asked, "Little one, why are you quiet?" So what happened? As soon as the Great One arrived in the forest, all the animals started to offer their best in her feet. After each of them finished offering their best, the Great One looks at the little grey squirrel and asks, "What happened, dear little squirrel? Why are you so quiet?" "I have nothing grand to offer you. I don't glow or sing, but what I have, I give with my heart." And he scampered away. He returned, dragging his dry branches. The Great One looked grave. So what happened? The little grey squirrel said, "I have nothing to offer you. I neither sing nor glow. I think I cannot impress you." Here the squirrel presents his humble nature. He says, "I don't know if I'll be able to impress you, but whatever I have, I'm going to present it with all of my heart, with all of my honesty." He returned, dragging his dry branches. The Great One looked grave. So the little grey squirrel scampered away after saying that. What do you mean by scamper? To rush, to run in a very quick manner, as if hopping. The little grey squirrel hopped, and after a while he returned with a branch. He dragged a branch near the Great One and he presented all the seeds and nuts which he collected earlier. And the Great One looked at the little grey squirrel with great seriousness. She looked very grave. I see beauty in form and sound. All waited holding their breath, but the prize goes to the grey squirrel, for I can use the seeds and sow them. New life will burst forth. Trees will bear more fruit. It is a gift not only for today, but also for all our tomorrows. So what did the Great One say? The Great One was very impressed by the little grey squirrel's honesty. And she said that she would actually sow the seeds which were collected by the little grey squirrel. She would water them and they would develop into trees. In that way, they would help the future generations. So here the little squirrel did not think just about the present. He thought of the future. He thought of tomorrow. He was so selfless and very honest. Now this impressed the Great One, and she declared that the winner of the competition is the little grey squirrel. All other animals were surprised and they realized how foolish they were. The creatures then marveled, saying, "How foolish we were to think only of the present." 3 cheers for the little grey squirrel. All other animals were thinking about that particular day, about impressing the Great One. They did not think of anything else. They did not think of the future. They did not think of others. They thought of just themselves. They wanted to present the best version of themselves. They were selfish. Despite the fact they were beautiful, they were self-centered and selfish. But squirrel, on the other hand, did not think about the present moment. He was not very much influenced by the thought of winning the reward or the prize. He just thought about the future generations, and he was very selfless. So all the animals realized their foolishness and they cheered at the victory of the little grey squirrel. So this is the story, Grand Contest in the Forest. I hope you understood the story. Let us understand the deeper meaning hidden in this fable. So let us put ourselves in the place of animals. What do we human beings do? We human beings also lose our sanity, just like the animals lost their sanity in order to impress the Great One, in order to win the reward. Most of us love to be rewarded. We love compliments. And in order to impress or gain mediocre attention or compliments, we lose our sanity and start competing with each other. We start comparing with each other, and we always try to present the best version of ourselves. We always think about the present, about doing the best in the present. None of us thinks about the future. All of us become very self-centered, very self-obsessed, just like the animals here in the story become quite obsessed with themselves. If we look at the sentences of Palash and Gulmohar, they had unrealistic expectations because they were so preoccupied and obsessed with the thought of impressing the Great One. They lost the track of their season. They did not care about the fact that their season had passed or the season has not yet arrived. They did not give a damn about it. All they wanted was just to have the flowers on the tree forever, which was not possible. Similarly, we human beings, we have unrealistic expectations in the process of impressing others. And we don't think what damage we are causing to the present resources available to us. If we look at the bear sentence, he said, "I am going to search the best honey possible." What would the bear do? He would search the honey of each and every tree, and in that way he would end up wasting all the honey. He may end up dying in hunger. Similarly, we human beings end up investing a lot without having a second thought. We just think of the present, we just think of impressing or winning mediocre compliments and end up doing a lot of wastage of the resources available to us. we always compete with the other person. The squirrel here teaches us human beings to be selfless. He also teaches that a human being should compete with himself rather than competing with others. All the animals here were trying to look or present better than the other. But the squirrel did not think about other animals. He did not compete with other animals. He just said he would offer whatever he can. He would do the best with whatever he can. Similarly, we human beings should focus on ourselves and should try to present the best version of ourselves without trying to compete or without trying to look better than the other. The theme of the story is selflessness, and it is the story of the selflessness of the little grey squirrel who thought about the future generations and not just about the present. So the story, this fable, teaches us to be selfless and also to stop competing with the world. Competition should be with ourselves, not with others. I hope you all have enjoyed listening to this video. We shall meet in another video with some other topic. Until then, goodbye, take care.